Hello and welcome back to an exciting round between OpTic Nation and WiLD Gaming. Before I say anything else, I just want to apologize to the people out there. Guys, when I get excited and when Duffman gets excited,
so pumped.
We like to scream. It's always been something. Unfortunately, the mics, they're just not keeping up, and
they can't hang.
They can't hang.
They're sitting there watching. They need to zip them up.
But for real, like it really, the mics can't. So whenever we scream, I didn't know the mics are going out. I do apologize.
Move it away.
Typically, that's the exciting part is whenever you scream. So we won't be screaming anymore. I'll probably do some more whispering, if anything. So we do apologize for that. We got all your tweets. We'll keep up with that.
Yeah, keep tweeting at us, by the way. So many predictions as we head into this map number 3. It's going to be Blitz on Freight. And we've got some support for WiLD.
Yes.
We've got a heck of a ton of support, really, from OpTic Nation.
Well,
and this could be the turning point for OpTic Nation's run through.
I've actually got a ton of support for WiLD, too. I mean, we got Liam Paget 17 saying, I say 15-13 overall score to WiLD Gaming on Blitz. And then we got another one from Brownie again, OpTic 6-4. You know, so it's going to be an exciting one to see. And even we also had Saints come over here and say that WiLD could possibly take this because it's on Freight. And as we know, their sub work is tremendous. But 3 do go down right away. Flawless has to go huge here with the defense, not able to do so. As we're going to see our first score go in. Miracles bringing it 1-0.
And you've got the rest of OpTic Nation in your boys' spawn. Flawless last alive as 3 more go down. There's going to be the second portal cap coming in from none other than Money B. Miracles, though, ready for that portal to expire. He's going to set up in a position to slay and allow the rest of his team to pop up so they can continue to pile on the points. He will get shut down, though. But early on, Taylor, we've got OpTic Nation up 2-0.
Yeah, they're doing really, really well right now, especially Embo's. Just 5 score streak currently, 4 kills. He does go down, but he was really tearing up the competition. And just notice the map control that they have right now, just keeping WiLD back as a whole. And WiLD's just trying to gain map control. It's just so difficult right now with OpTic. But then again, early in the game. But one thing that I am noticing right now, WiLD does seem a little bit preoccupied when it comes to kills rather than gaining map control. You know, whenever you push up to gain map control, your kills will come. But we need to start seeing that a little bit more from them.
Finally, WiLD's able to put on a score that came from Fatalize, and on board with Fatalize, picks up a nice defensive kill there to thwart any pushes coming out of OpTic, but as 2 players from WiLD will spawn in. They got to make sure they clear out their base before they push up because there's 3 players from OpTic swarming this bottom white.
Yeah, this is really big right now from what I can tell, and unfortunately we don't have anybody for defense, but we do have a stun coming in with a nice kill. And another one, can he get the 2-piece? Trying to get that 2-piece, unfortunately not able to get it. He does get taken out, but Fatalize as well as OpTic just racking up the score, now currently up by 3 as we have now seen 2 minutes go by. Miracles on your screen. Great game so far, 2 captures, 7-2.
Take a look at your mini-map right now, and notice all those blue triangles. Those are OpTic Nation members. And look at the position on the map. All those orange triangles, WiLD stuck in their base. They cannot seem to get out of it. And another cap will go in. And now every single player from OpTic is on the board with a capture. They're up 6-1. Honestly, they're looking great to take this one.
I mean, they're looking great. And what I like about OpTic and what they're doing when it comes to map control, you see Killa, overhead white. Miracle loves to push, whether it be middle or he pushes over at crates. They're pushing all different angles, and basically they're leaving WiLD guessing where is the next one going to be coming from. And because of that, they really don't know what lane to control. Red is a great lane to control if you want to control red over there, or even control white because that's going to be a big push as well. But at this point, WiLD, they're not trying to do that. They're pinned up, and at this point, they're really in damage control, constantly trying to stop the pushes from OpTic. They need to step it up and step it up big time for them to come back. Still definitely possible. They're only down by 6.
Right now, we're on board with Killa, who picks up a kill middle map there. Meanwhile, Shills did slide in to them DMs for a cap to make it a 6-point game. WiLD now with 2 captures here up against OpTic Nation's 8. Here comes Killa, though. Bottom white gets a pick, but gets taken out from behind thanks to Flawless. But there's that dynamic duo. Check out Miracles. 11-4. Taylor, now on a 5-point streak, and that's his 4th capture of the game already. OpTic's looking unstoppable. They're
looking really great, and you know, Miracles and Killa just make a great combination. Obviously, they won a couple championships back in the day with Impact Black Ops 2, and still dominating now with OpTic Nation. So Miracles now on a 6 score streak, 12-4, finally taken down, but man, was Miracles going crazy. We're now going to be on board with Imbos with a nice kill and a capture to bring the score 10-2. 8.8 score difference between the 2 teams. WiLD, what's going on with them?
struggling. They can't get out of their base. OpTic's doing such a good job just getting in their face and picking up those kills. Some life potentially here. Fatalize picks up a kill, but as soon as he moves across map, there goes him, and there goes 2 other members from WiLD. That's 3 down, and now OpTic can continue doing what they're doing, and that's push up, score. There's Ricky with another cap, and they're just doing what they want on this map, Taylor.
I mean, basically at this point, I mean, they're just running all over WiLD. But WiLD, though, still the hope factor in them. It just comes down to getting out of their spawn, strictly. I mean, I think they can get this, but they're just not confident, it seems, in their pushes, and that's one of the biggest things to note. I mean, confidence is key, especially when playing at this top level. You got to know the pre-aim spots. You got to know exactly what you're doing, and WiLD does know what they're doing. It's just for some reason they're just being very lackadaisical in their pushes. We might see a... You like that word? We might see Flawless get a score here. Actually doesn't fight for it, but that's, you know, there's hope. 3-12 is going to be it. That's a 9-point lead for the team of OpTic. WiLD's got a lot of work, but they can put in the work and they can come back.
This is what I'll say about WiLD in this second side. The benefit they have is they don't have this spawn anymore. They have Lumber spawn, which in a lot of other professional casters and players' opinion, is the preferred spawn type for Blitz on this map. So, because it's so easy to get him trapped in white, back to the spawn behind crates. And if you can get that spawn trap, it's going to be pretty easy. On the opposite turn, though, OpTic can very well, because of how skilled they are, get a spawn trap going on here, force them to spawn back red, and just keep running in through the captures. Let's see if WiLD, led by this guy, Flawless, right now, can do so. He's top Owens. Gonna find a player, middle of the map, but not going to challenge because he's weak. Rotate back to play some D, and Money B will give him the dagger right before running in for the team's
Money B
cap.
with that dagger to the heart, stealing all of America's young children and old men and some very few women out there watching this match. Money B, the man to watch.
He just steals your heart. He just looks at you.
You know, he just looks at me with that baby face, and I'm
just
like...
This is what I'll say. If you guys have never been to an event in person, Money B is a lot taller than you think.
He is.
I don't know why, but before I met him, I was like, yeah, you know, he's maybe like 5'6". Dude's like almost 6 foot. He's a tall guy.
And he's shy too. It's kind of.
He's just so humble though.
He's very humble.
He's awesome,
I really like
it.
Right
now, obviously, he's performing so well. 16 and 8, 3 caps. All of OpTic going double, triple positive right now.
Yep.
All of them with captures. On the opposite side, it's just looking really tough for WiLD. Let's give them some stream love.
That's
see what WiLD's up to. Down by 11 captures. They have. They have enough time to bring this one back, and Shills is in a nice spot, picks up the trade kill there, and finally put on a cap, or excuse me, we'll be able to pick up the defensive round there. Has a player in front of him, and there's Miracles with the knife. OpTic continuing to reign in their dominance.
I want to watch WiLD, but it's just they're just getting mowed down so quickly. We got to go on board with the guys who are slain, and that's OpTic. You know, killing now on your screen with that AR. And see, this is such a textbook position to set up a nice spawn trap and power play on the opposite team. He's here. He can just keep mowing down the players. He gets a capture after taking 2 players out.
What do you
it's
want?
Just a great position. I mean,
what do you want? Great job. Yeah, he just kills it. And right now, 17-4.
Yep.
You've got a comfortable 13-point lead, and OpTic's not going to stop here. They just want to continue to mow it down. And you know what? I can sense a little bitterness after dropping that S&D. I think OpTic Nation went into that S&D.
They're best.
Very comfortable. They were like, we got this. We're S&D. We're OpTic Nation. We got this. And then the fact that WiLD took them in that round 11 kind of ignited this fire.
Oh, 4 go down.
And finally some life here for WiLD, but OpTic just came out swinging here on
Well, 4 did go down. That means WiLD is going to be pushing up very aggressively. OpTic's going to have to stay back in their spawn for a brief period of time to stop that push, but already they do is 3 go down. Shills staying up here, reloading and getting taken out there by Imbos as once again the stuff has already been taken over by Team OpTic once again, and I can't switch on board with anybody. What's going on here? And am I lagging out?
I think you might be disconnected. Oh, no. Yeah, actually, I think everyone's kind of disconnecting here. A little bit of technical difficulty here.
I don't know. I'm lagging a little bit.
Okay, we're good now.
We're good now. We're good now. Maybe some Xbox lag.
Yeah, maybe something like that. 17-5, though. 2 whole minutes left. And I honestly can't believe that. This feels like it's been such a fast game. OpTic's just been tearing through the base. Only one without 20 kills is Miracles. And I feel like the rest of the OpTic guys are like, come on, bro. Come join the 20-point club. Let's get there. 17-5, OpTic Nation. This is their game to lose with 1:40 left.
How much could a turnip turn up? Well, the answer is OpTic Nation. You know, I mean, they turned up really good, and I was really impressed. A bit disappointed in WiLD's performance, honestly. I expected them to come out extremely strong coming into this Blitz freight. They had a huge a huge backing for them. You know, the support was really starting to get in their favor. I would say WiLD was wildly gaining some attention, right? You know, the pump. Yeah, okay. You know, it wouldn't be right if I
did that on purpose.
You know, without a cheesy joke, right? But you know, WiLD was, and they came out really strong, taking the S&D. But I just, honestly, this map they didn't come out guns blazing, and just OpTic ran all over them. I mean, Killa 26-9 with 7 captures, Miracles 21-15. Imbos 25-16, and Ricky 24-17. With the score 19-6, it's mathematically impossible. OpTic will be moving on, as WiLD will be moving on as well, but they're going down to loser bracket.
It kind of breaks my heart. That was such a. This is the best matchup I think I've seen so far in the open bracket.
Probably the best
even
matchup
OpTic Nation over
so,
XGN was super quick, quick 2-0. But this one, finally, you're starting to see some competition here for OpTic Nation.
And you will.
Yeah, as you continue to move on here through the open bracket. This is winners round 6, as there's starting to be fewer and fewer teams left here in the tournament. Here on day two at Anaheim, but OpTic Nation obviously looking so good. WiLD's not out of it yet.
No.
For all of you guys supporting WiLD, they just dropped down to the losers bracket here in the open bracket, and it will be OpTic Nation taking the W here in this best of 3, and they'll move on to continue their reign in open bracket.
And I really hope WiLD does move on, because I'm a huge fan of Flawless.
Oh,
he's just the most humble guy and just coolest guy that I know. So Flawless, you know, I really support him in whatever team he's on regardless. So 10-20 is going to be the score. Let me write that down in my notebook to pick up chicks. Right?
But guys, great games all in all. GG to both teams, really. We got 2 great teams lined up right after this. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a little while.